Hey there, travelers and foodies. Are you ready to take a wild ride through the world of bizarre eats? From crunchy critters to questionable concoctions, we've rounded up 10 weird foods people actually eat around the world that will make you question everything you thought you knew about cuisine. But before we dive into this culinary chaos, hit that like button, subscribe for more updates. Okay, let's get weird. No one balut, a fertilized surprise. Let's kick off our list with a dish that's both intriguing and somewhat terrifying. Balut. This Vietnamese and Filipino delicacy is basically a fertilized duck egg that's been boiled and then eaten straight out of its shell. Imagine the surprise when you crack it open and instead of a neatly formed egg, you're greeted by a tiny duck embryo complete with feathers, beak and little feet. Street vendors in places like Manila and Hanoi are the masters of balut preparation. They typically bring the eggs to a rolling boil and then allow customers to enjoy the messy yet exhilarating experience of peeling open their own edible. But why would anyone want to eat something that looks like a shriveled up baby duck? Well, according to those who love it, balut is a nutritional powerhouse packed with protein and other essential nutrients. Plus, it's got a unique salty and savory flavor that's hard to forget. For first-timers, it's definitely an acquired taste. But hey, anything worth trying, right? Number 2. Hakal, the stinky shark. Next up, we venture into the murky waters of Icelandic cuisine with hakal, a dish made from fermented shark that has a smell so pungent it's been compared to dirty socks, sweaty gym bags and even rotting meat. But fear not, my curious comrades, because this stinky situation isn't just for your nostrils. No sir, hakal is a true Viking delicacy that's meant to be savored by the bravest of palates. The process of creating this pungent piscine begins with killing a Greenland shark and then burying it in the ground for several months. During this time, the shark's flesh undergoes a natural bacterial overgrowth resulting in the formation of ammonia and putrescine, which contributes to the unforgettable aroma. Once unearthed, the shark is hung up to dry in a special hut, where the real magic happens. After another few months, the meat is finally ready to be sliced, diced, and devoured. Now, while the smell may turn some stomachs, hakal is apparently a must-try for any self-respecting foodie. So if you find yourself in Iceland, keep an eye out for this stinky treat. Just remember to bring your sense of adventure and maybe a nose clip too. No. 3. Kasumazu, a sheep's cheese surprise. Now let's tackle a dairy delight that's sure to send shivers down your spine. Kasumazu, also known as maggot cheese. This Sardinian cheese is a bit of an acquired taste, mainly because it's crawling with live insect larvae. Yep, you heard that right. Live maggots. These squirming critters are actually the result of a natural process that occurs when the cheese is first made. The cheesemakers intentionally introduce fly larvae into the mixture, which then grow and wriggle their way into a final product that's both pungent and peculiar. Don't worry though, these little worm lovers, the larvae are said to help break down the cheese, giving it a creamy texture that's surprisingly addictive. Despite its reputation as a risky and somewhat disgusting dish, kasumazu is beloved by many Italians, especially those who grew up with its distinctive flavor. Of course, the cheese has been banned in many countries due to health concerns, but that hasn't stopped Italians from enjoying this one-of-a-kind treat. In fact, it's become something of a secret underground delicacy that's only shared among the most daring cheese enthusiasts. So if you're feeling brave, why not try a bite of kasumazu? Just be prepared for an unexpected surprise. Number 4. Eskimos, the nutty ant larvae. Now let us turn our attention to Mexico, where the cuisine is as vibrant and diverse as its people. One of the most unusual dishes you might encounter here is Eskimos, also known as ant larvae. These little guys are the go-to snack for many Mexicans, and for good reason too. When cooked properly, the larvae have a nutty flavor and a texture that's similar to that of shrimp or lobster. The best part, they're packed with protein and fiber, making them a nutritious addition to any diet. While you might think that eating ants is a bit odd, it's actually a common practice in many parts of Mexico. The larvae are typically with butter and spices and served alongside tortillas, and if you're lucky, you might even spot a few ants marching across your plate. So if you're in Mexico, don't be afraid to try this tasty treat. Who knows, you might just find that you love it. No. 5. Fugu, the deadly delicacy. Our next stop takes us to Japan, where the art of preparing fugu, also known as the pufferfish, is a highly skilled and dangerous task. You see, fugu contains tetrodotoxin, a poison that can paralyze your lungs and lead to death within hours. Only specially trained chefs are allowed to prepare this dish, and even then, they must undergo rigorous safety checks and follow strict guidelines to ensure that none of the toxins remain in the fish. Despite the risk, many adventurous eaters will try fugu at least once, often ordering it as sashimi, a traditional Japanese dish of thinly sliced raw fish. The delicate flavor of fugu combined with the thrill of consuming a potentially deadly dish makes it an unforgettable experience. But please, whatever you do, don't try this one at home. Unless you're a master chef with years of experience handling poisonous fish, leave the fugu to the experts. Number 6. Mopane worms, a caterpillar's delight. Now let us head down to southern Africa, where the cuisine is as diverse and exciting as its wildlife. One of the most unusual dishes you might encounter here is mopane worms, a type of caterpillar that's loved by many locals. These little worm lovers are typically dried or fried and eaten like chips. Not only are mopane worms a delicious snack, they're also packed with protein and other essential nutrients, making them an excellent source of nutrition for those who eat them regularly. While they might not look like the typical snack you'd find at your local grocery store, mopane worms are a staple food for many communities in the region, and they've been enjoyed for generations. So if you're feeling adventurous, why not give them a try? Who knows, you might just discover a new favorite snack. Number 7. Surströmming, the smelly fish sensation. Our next stop takes us to Sweden, where the culinary delights don't stop at meatballs and salmon. No sir, Swedes also enjoy a dish that's guaranteed to clear out any rooms, surströmming. This fermented herring is a true test of your olfactory nerves, with a smell that's been compared to dirty socks, manure, and decaying flesh. But do not let the aroma fool you, because under that funky exterior lies a unique and delicious flavor that's loved by many Swedes. The key to preparing this dish is to let the herring ferment for several weeks, which creates a sour and salty taste that's unlike anything you've experienced before. Just be sure to open the can outdoors, because the stench is so strong it can knock you off your feet. If you're feeling brave, try serving it with some bread and potatoes and prepare for a night that you'll never forget. Number 8. Kopi Luwak, the cat's meow of coffee. Kopi Luwak is a truly unique coffee that comes with a hefty price tag and an even more unusual backstory. This coveted brew is made from beans that have been digested by a particular species of cat known as the Asian palm civet. You heard that right, civet coffee. The process begins with the civets feasting on the ripest coffee cherries, which they then digest and later excrete onto the ground. Farmers then collect these beans, clean them up and roast them to create a one-of-a-kind coffee that's full of flavor and intrigue. The result is a smooth and creamy beverage with notes of caramel and chocolate that can only be described as heavenly. Now you might be wondering why anyone would pay hundreds of dollars for a cup of coffee that's made from beans found in, well, but the truth is, Kopi Luwak is more than just a drink, it's an experience. The rarity and uniqueness of the beans make each cup feel like liquid gold, and the story behind the coffee adds an air of mystery and adventure to every sip. So if you're feeling fancy, why not treat yourself to a cup of Kopi Luwak? Just don't blame us when you can't afford to buy another one for a while. Number 9. Fried tarantulas, a spider treat. If you're like me, you probably think of tarantulas as creepy crawlies that should be avoided at all costs. But in Cambodia, these hairy arachnids are a beloved delicacy, that's right. The locals love to fry up these 8-legged wonders and serve them as a tasty treat. And I've personally witnessed those same hairy tarantulas being grilled on the street. Don't worry, I didn't try it myself, but I did see plenty of tourists with big smiles on their faces after taking a bite. Apparently, they're crunchy on the outside and soft inside, with a flavor that is similar to a crab or a lobster. I guess if you're in the market for a unique snack, fried tarantulas might be the way to go. Just don't expect me to join you. Number 10. Sanaki, the tingly tentacle treat. Last but certainly not least, let's head over to South Korea, where the culinary delights never cease to amaze. We're talking about sanaki, a dish that's sure to tickle your fancy, or maybe it's the tentacles of the Korean dish sanaki, which is made up of chopped up octopus still moving on your plate. Yes, you heard that right, still moving. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would anyone want to eat an octopus that's still kicking? Well, for starters, sanaki is a celebration of freshness. The dish is typically made with live octopus that's been chopped up into bite-sized pieces. And because it's still wriggling around in your mouth, you know you're getting the best quality seafood. Plus, the suction cups on the tentacles can give your tongue a fun tingling sensation that's hard to forget. So if you're in South Korea, be sure to try this one-of-a-kind dish. Just be careful not to choke on any of those moving parts. So, there you have it folks, 10 weird foods that people actually eat around the world. Which one piqued your interest the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more wacky and wonderful adventures around the globe. Safe travels my friends, and bon appetit.